everyone. Welcome to our work session of October 8th. First order of business is approval of our October 1st work session minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion passes. First order of business is city's health insurance. We all received a memo from Georgia. So Russ, I don't know if you're going to say anything or if we're going to go straight to Georgia on this.
Let's go straight to Georgia. This is her forte.
All right. Welcome, Georgia.
Among many.
Well, thank you. Hopefully I'm not going to tell you anything other than what really the memo and the supporting documentation goes into. The city is self-insured, and our health insurance really is a combination of our claims and for both medical and pharmacy, and our administration and stop-loss insurance. The stop-loss insurance goes ahead and makes sure that if we have a truly spectacularly bad year, there's some upper limit on what we can afford to pay, and then there's as if the plan then becomes fully insured after that. We've not come anywhere near those stop loss limits, but it's nice to have. It's sort of a good safety blanket for us, and Gallagher does a really good job in terms of keeping us informed about our plan and what our options are. So we met with them probably about a week to 10 days ago, and they gave us information about where they think our plan, they give forecasts for us. And what that forecast was that we would be needing to set our premiums for our programs at a close to 6% increase. Now, that's a lot for us. We've been very, very fortunate in managing to keep our increases to a very reasonable kind of level. Often in the past, you've seen us have maybe 1%, 2%, 3% maybe at the most. And again, we've done really, really well. So a 6%, kind of increase was more than we wanted to contemplate at this particular time for our employees. So we asked them for some cost containment suggestions, and they gave us a few of those. And the ones that we're really recommending that we go ahead and pursue at this time, our buy-up plan has co-pays that are a little bit less than our other plans. And so we think that we can move those up. It would be a $5 increase for that. And then the big one, though, is what they call a spousal carve out. And what that does is we're not required to have on our plan any spouses that also work somewhere else and have health insurance through their own employer. And frankly, spouses and dependents are far more expensive for us to insure than our employees are. So this does seem to be one that would reduce it down to where we think we can do closer to a 4% kind of increase. It is something that the Citizens Finance Committee had talked about with us in the past and suggested. We just really weren't quite there yet. We didn't really want to spring it on our employees. It was something that we talked about at open enrollment last year as something that was a potential coming down the road. And then we did our dependent eligibility audit. And through that process, we did get a little bit more information about how many spouses would potentially be affected by this. And our best guess is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 31 people. If we make that decision now, given that our open enrollment would be in February and the start of our plan date is April 1, if we do this now, many of the other kinds of plans for other employers have open enrollment in the fall and their programs start in January. So this would give them enough time to, through the open enrollment process, make other arrangements for their own insurance. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, where we're standing at this point.
Great, thank you. George, a couple things. So the buy-up plan will still be a 90-10 split as opposed to the 80-20 on the other plan?
Yes, that's really kind of what differentiates it from the base plan.
Okay, so that stays the same. The co-pays will go up a little bit.
Mhm.
And you're proposing an extra
An extra
point
percentage,
in-
right. Right now, that plan has a loss ratio that is much higher than the other plans. And we really thought we've priced it so that it is more expensive premium wise than our base and value and high deductible plan. But we do think that it deserves to have a little bit more separation. And so we are suggesting an extra percentage point.
Now that extra percentage point won't cover, I mean, it's still going to be, we'll still lose on that plan, correct? I mean,
Right, but we actually price the plans so that it's a health insurance program.
Right.
The plans themselves are individually too small to really go ahead and price them as if they were market-based. Altogether, our group is just barely really sizable enough to be a self-insured kind of entity and have pricing that way.
Right. And the last comment is the spousal carve out is pretty common in at least in the private industry. It's not leaving anybody off of coverage or anything like that. It's just saying if you're eligible through your own employer, I mean, employers do it, unions do it. It's a pretty common, very common thing. So, all right. Well, thank you, Georgia. Do we have any council questions? I don't have a particular order tonight, so if anyone has questions, just raise your hand and I'll acknowledge you. Hi, Maggie.
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you, Georgia. You do an amazing job with all these folks and all these different numbers and all that stuff. So thank you.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thanks. Any other council comments or questions? All right. I don't think there's any action needed tonight. Is that correct? That was just more informational type thing.
It is really, but we always like to have sort of a feeling of consensus that, we're not going down a bad path or anything, that you all are, okay with the direction we're taking.
I mean, I think the consensus is fine, but if you would prefer a vote, I mean, I'm okay with that too. What do you think, Russ? Russ,
You're muted.
Can you unmute yourself, please? Russ, you're muted. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I
No
turned myself
problem.
off because I was getting echo before. Yeah, as long as we understand what the consensus is and you see it in the budget and you understood that, when you see it in the budget, that this is something that we talked about, there's no real need for a vote because you're going to approve the budget eventually.
Right. I think the consensus of the council is that we're on board with this. So.
Okay.
All right.
I see thumbs up. Now we'll remember those.
So that's all we have for our open portion of the meeting. Is that correct, Laurie?
Yep, that's
All
everything.
right. Good. Well, with that, why don't we have a motion to go into a closed session, continue performance review and goals of the CAO. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? We have a second for that?
Second.
All right. We got, Mark, questions or comments on the motion? And that's a roll call vote. So roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward, I have not seen him on, so I believe is absent. Councilmember Wirtz.
Yeah, she's not joined yet.
Yes, she is.
She is.
Oh, she on there?
Councilmember
Okay.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears.
Yes.
We are closed. Yeah, I'm on my iPad, so I can only see 8 people. I may have to go to my computer. So if you ask, oh, there's Kara. Okay. So I ask everyone that we get out of this one and within the next minute or so, if we can, get on to the closed Zoom, that would be good.
So
see
Russ,
everybody-
you'll be the host of that, Russ, since you're the
Yeah, I'm
only
aware
staff
of that.
member on that. Okay.
Yep.
Recycling can be a simple thing that has a big impact on all of us. Republic Services can help you make a difference in your community with these quick and easy tips to becoming a better recycler. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, know what to throw. You should always recycle paper and flattened cardboard, metal cans, and plastic bottles and jugs with the lids on. Things like construction materials, yard waste, and greasy pizza boxes are not recyclable. Here are some common household items that are mistaken for recyclables. These items can contaminate or interfere with the recycling process. When in doubt, throw it out. Now that you know what to recycle, it's time to make sure it's properly prepared. Recyclables should be empty, clean of all food and liquids, and dry before you place them in your recycling container. The last step is the easiest. Never bag or bundle your recyclables. Placing each item in the container individually allows us to sort recyclables faster and more efficiently. This will ensure they become quality materials that can be turned into useful new products. By following these 3 simple steps, know what to throw, empty, clean, dry, and don't bag it. You can help eliminate contamination and minimize the amount of recyclable material that goes into a landfill. Together, we can make a difference in our homes, our communities, and our world. Learn more on how to become a better recycler at recyclingsimplified.com. Recycle. Recycling can be a simple thing that has a big impact on all of us. Republic Services can help you make a difference in your community with these quick and easy tips to becoming a better recycler. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, know what to throw. You should always recycle paper and flattened cardboard, metal cans, and plastic bottles and jugs with the lids on. Things like construction materials, yard waste, and greasy pizza boxes are not recyclable. Here are some common household items that are mistaken for recyclables. These items can contaminate or interfere with the recycling process. When in doubt, throw it out. Now that you know what to recycle, it's time to make sure it's properly prepared. Recyclables should be empty, clean of all food and liquids, and dry before you place them in your recycling container. The last step is the easiest. Never bag or bundle your recyclables. Placing each item in the container individually allows us to sort recyclables faster and more efficiently. This will ensure they become quality materials that can be turned into useful new products. By following these 3 simple steps, know what to throw, empty, clean, dry, and don't bag it. You can help eliminate contamination and minimize the amount of recyclable material that goes into a landfill. Together, we can make a difference in our homes, our communities, and our world. Learn more on how to become a better recycler at recyclingsimplified.com.